There comes a time in life when we feel the pull, an invisible force calling us to rise beyond the ordinary, to transcend our limits, to ascend. But what does it mean to ascend? Is it simply achieving success, gaining power, or finding happiness? Or is it something deeper? A shift in consciousness, an elevation of the soul, a realization of our fullest potential. In this journey, we will explore the philosophy of ascension, not in the mystical sense, but as a deeply personal and intellectual pursuit. We will delve into the nature of self-overcoming, resilience, and inner transformation. Drawing from the wisdom of great thinkers, we will examine how the struggles of life are not obstacles, but stepping stones to a higher state of being. Through thought experiments, real-life examples, and practical reflections, we will uncover the path to true growth. And by the end of this journey, you will walk away with not just motivation, but a profound understanding of what it truly means to rise, to ascend beyond your current self into something greater. Let us begin. Section 1. The struggle is the path. In the teachings of Friedrich Nietzsche, we find the idea of the Übermensch, the higher self that emerges not in comfort, but through struggle. He tells us that suffering is not something to be avoided. It is the fire that forges us into something greater. Imagine a mountain climber standing at the base of an immense peak. The path is steep, the air is thin, and the journey ahead is filled with pain and uncertainty. Many would turn away, unwilling to face the challenge, but those who embrace the struggle, who take each step despite the exhaustion, will one day stand above the clouds, looking down at the world below with a new perspective. Life, too, is this mountain. Every hardship you face, every failure, every heartbreak. These are not punishments, but invitations to grow. The moment you accept that struggle is necessary, you transform your suffering into a tool for ascension. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure was a step forward. Or Viktor Frankl, who endured the horrors of a concentration camp and emerged with a profound understanding of the human spirit, that in the darkest moments, we still have the power to choose our response. You too have that power. The pain you experience today is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater. Section 2. The illusion of comfort. Comfort is seductive. It whispers to us, telling us to stay where we are, to avoid discomfort, to settle. But comfort is not the same as happiness. It is, in many ways, a trap. The ancient Stoics understood this well. They practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, fasting, exposing themselves to cold, so that they would never become slaves to comfort. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, warned that the pursuit of luxury makes us weak. He urged us to train ourselves to be resilient, to detach from the fleeting pleasures that lull us into stagnation. Think of a lion raised in captivity. It is safe, well-fed, and comfortable, but it has lost something essential. It has forgotten how to hunt, how to survive in the wild. When released, it is not free, it is lost. Now, think of your own life. How often have you chosen the easy path over the difficult one? How many times have you avoided a challenge because it was uncomfortable? Every moment of avoidance is a step away from your true potential. To ascend, you must break free from the illusion of comfort. Growth is found on the edges of discomfort, where you push beyond what you thought was possible. The more you embrace discomfort, the more resilient you become. Section 3. The power of perspective. What if everything you feared, everything that held you back, was not real, but simply a matter of perspective? The Greek philosopher Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." Our struggles, our fears, our limitations. These are often created by our own minds. Imagine two people facing the same storm. One sees it as a disaster, something to fear and run from. The other sees it as an adventure, an opportunity to test their strength. The storm does not change, only their perspective does. This is the essence of cognitive reframing, the ability to shift your mindset and see obstacles as opportunities. When life presents a challenge, ask yourself, is this happening to me or for me? The moment you shift from victim to warrior, everything changes. Take Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind, yet became one of the most influential writers and activists of her time. She could have seen her condition as a curse, but instead she saw it as a challenge to overcome. Or Marcus Aurelius, who faced war, political betrayals, and personal loss, yet ruled with wisdom because he viewed hardships as a test of his character. You too have this power. Every time life challenges you, ask, what is this teaching me? How can this make me stronger? When you change your perspective, you change your life. Section 4. Becoming your future self. Now that we understand struggle, discomfort, and perspective, we arrive at the final step. Becoming the person you were meant to be. In philosophy, there is the concept of becoming. The idea that we are not fixed beings, but constantly evolving. Sartre believed that existence precedes essence, meaning that we are not born with a predetermined purpose. We create it. Think of your future self, not just in 5 years, but in 20, 30. What kind of person do you want to be? Strong, wise, resilient. Then start embodying those traits today. The Japanese have a concept called kaizen, continuous improvement. They believe that even the smallest daily actions, done consistently, create profound transformation over time. So ask yourself, what small action can I take today that aligns with my highest self? Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes, exercising, facing a fear. Each action is a vote for the person you are becoming. Your future is not something you wait for. It is something you build, one decision at a time. Conclusion: rise beyond yourself. Ascension is not about reaching a destination. It is a way of being, a commitment to continuous growth, to embracing struggle, to seeking discomfort, to shifting your perspective, and to becoming your future self. You are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your failures. You are a work in progress, and the only limits that exist are the ones you accept. So take that step. Climb that mountain. Face that fear. Do not wait for permission, for the perfect moment, for certainty. The path to ascension is walked by those who dare to move forward despite the uncertainty. The philosopher Alan Watts once said, "You are the universe experiencing itself. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are capable of greatness beyond measure. Now go, rise, ascend."